Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is July 13th, and our reading is They Blinded Us with Science. A sword in the hands of a drunken slave is less dangerous than science in the hands of the unscrupulous. And that's a Persian proverb. That goes double for politics, education, and public policy. Science is never settled. It is the essence of the scientific method to test and retest hypotheses, and it's insidious to suggest otherwise. When science becomes political, it loses all credibility. The same can be said of claims of historical inevitability. In both cases, one party is attempting to close the books on a debate. The noble ones say, not for sure. When we hear that the book is closed on that, especially when it comes to philosophy and social policy and stuff like that, it makes us suspect that there's at least one dialectical materialist running around in there someplace. This idea of inevitability that the current of history is on our side and that we're going to march on our a road of bones on our way to the ultimate victory above everybody else. This is the stuff of mass movements, and it's the stuff that makes people crazy. I mean, literally, the madness of crowds. This is what happens when people decide that God's on their side and they know exactly what's right and what's good for everybody else. This is a dangerous place to be. Those Persians, they knew a thing or two about this. And the abuse of science is something to behold. We hear today that mathematics is racist, that there is there's intersectionality comes into all of this stuff. This is the kind of claptrap that is cooked up in the pressure cookers of universities where people are protected from being fired for having cockamamie ideas. That's a mistake. We shouldn't be doing that either. Anyway, that's just our opinion. The noble ones do say not for sure. Our theme for July is effort, and kids and students, we would urge you to realize it takes a little bit of effort to find the truth, but it's well worth your time. So, one of the things about right effort, one of the questions we have to ask is effort directed at what? There's a story, perhaps apocryphal, about Alexander the Great having a clash with Diogenes the Cynic in Athens. And Diogenes was famous. He rejected all praise and prizes and parades and everybody saying, oh, you're really smart and you're really a good guy and all that kind of stuff. He was not interested in approval or validation by his supposed betters. And there's a classic novel written about Alexander the Great called The Virtues of War. And he reaches a river, and there's a guy a philosopher, standing and refuses to get out of his way at the ford. And one of Alexander's guys says, "What have you ever done?" He said, the philosopher says, "I have conquered the need to conquer the world." Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. Good answer, huh? So again, if you want to change something, change yourself. See what happens. So happy trails to you until we meet again.